Lately, I have been focusing on making Christmas ornaments, but for this video, I wanted to make a couple of centerpieces that I personally think are more farmhouse themed. For the first one, I'm using this galvanized bucket that I got at a giant festival I go to every year, and it has this beautiful cursive Merry Christmas on the front. And I always figure out what I want to put on the inside of it, and I thought this house was the perfect item to go in the middle. It's nice and large, so it fits the size of the bucket. I found these at Hobby Lobby after Christmas on clearance, and when I saw these, I was so excited. I thought this house was beautiful, and again, I think it's going to match the bucket really well. I always fill all my containers full of foam, and I do have to trim it up to make it a nice fit, and believe me, I usually fill it with a bunch of foam and glue it really well. So here you can see how well I've stuffed it. And I always use either Spanish moss or buffalo snow in the center, and I'm going to be using the buffalo snow for this one. After making a little opening in the snow, I just hot glue down the house really well in the middle, and I'm going to start adding all of the decorations. This is a tree I also got from Hobby Lobby, and they all come with this burlap sack around the bottom because they expect you to just put it down in your house as a decoration, but I always take this off to put it in my centerpieces. And if you've ever wondered what's on the inside of these, it's almost like this big block of a salt-like material, and they're stuck in there really well. Thankfully, this one I just had to cut the tree off, but other times I've had to literally hammer off that salt or whatever that stuff is in order to get it off, but that one was really easy to remove. Whenever I do my centerpieces, I always start at the back and work my way to the front using various types of greenery, and if they do not go down to the foam very easily, I just take my scissors and trim off the excess at the bottom so it sits really well inside the foam. And I'm not going to show this every time, but I do hot glue every piece on the inside so it's nice and secure. I also wanted to go in with some other decorations other than just greenery, so I had this pine cone and attached a wire to it so it would slide down and be nice and stuck inside the foam. And as I'm working, I'm just gradually getting things a little bit smaller as it goes forward. I wanted to bring in a little bit of color because there is some red on the wreath and there's also some on a little tree there beside it. So I did some red berries. And to match the bottle brush tree that was already on the house, I did a separate one that I had purchased from a different store. And now I'm adding a little bit of gold. It's kind of hard to see, but the house is so sparkly, I wanted to add some sparkle to it as well. Bringing in some flocked items, I just thought it added a nice white coat of snow to the front. And anytime I want to add some berries to the front, and if they will not fit down into the foam, I literally just hot glue them to the front of the greenery. So not everything has to actually shove down into the foam. Because I had that large pine cone, I also added a small one over to the side and then just a couple small berries there in the front. And I left the middle part there empty because I wanted to make it look like you could walk up to the house. And this is the finished product. I think it's really pretty. This is definitely my favorite of the two. Tell me in the comments down below at the end of the video which one is your favorite as well. For the second one, I'm also using a galvanized tin, and this one I got at Hobby Lobby, and it has a fresh cut Christmas tree logo on the front with a beautiful red truck. I already had this one filled with foam, and I'm going to go ahead and do the buffalo snow again. I have a lot of truck ornaments that I've gotten from Hobby Lobby as well, and I always usually end up putting them in the red truck tin because it just makes sense. They match really well. To secure it, I hot glue all the wheels down, and I also put a little bit of hot glue around the outside just to make sure it's stuck really well inside the centerpiece. And I really like to angle my trucks at an angle because I don't want it to be where you can't see all the detail. The angle provides a little bit of view from the front of the truck as well. Because this is a Christmas tree farm themed tin, I did want to add a bottle brush tree, almost like they're coming from the Christmas tree farm and driving through all the trees. So doing a little bit of different greenery, I have some just tall regular greenery, but also some that are a little bit sparkly and kind of spread out a little bit more. I also had these berries that I got at Walmart after Christmas, and I thought they brought out the red in the truck. And because this truck was so large, I didn't really have a bunch of space, so things got short pretty quickly in the front. I think that might be one reason why this one isn't my favorite. I think it goes kind of drastically from tall to short. But here is the finished product. This one went pretty quickly because I didn't have, again, a lot of room, but I do still think it's pretty cute. Again, tell me in the comments down below which one you think is your favorite. I think they both look really nice for any farmhouse themed home. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.